Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today on the hashtag Blackout Podcast, we talk about Donald Trump and his taco bowl. We talk about the possibility of us doing a hip-hop civil war, sort of like NCAA tournament style. And we introduce a couple of cool new segments. All this and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout Podcast.
And with that, I just have two more words to say. Obama out.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome back to the hashtag Blackout Podcast. I'm Jared.
And I'm Jay.
And welcome back. We very happy to have everybody back listening to the show. How you doing today, Jay?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
Doing great, man. How was your day?
Today's day was pretty bananas. You know, waking up early, getting ready for Free Comic Book Day, as every good American should do.
Right.
So did that. Then we went to a party. Yep. Then from that party came home. Then out to another gathering. Then back again. And it's just been nonstop action.
All over the map, huh?
All over the map, up and down the highway.
What kind of comics did you get today?
I got, let's see. So, comic book shop I went to was called Lone Star Comics here in Arlington, Texas. And at this particular comic shop, we were only allowed to get 3 comics per person. So, myself plus my son, my 2 sons, we each got 3.
All right.
So, let's see. We got Oddly Normal by Otis Frampton, and Otis Frampton is one of the artists on the How It Should Have Ended YouTube channel.
Okay, that's cool.
He does a lot of the artwork for them. Suicide Squad had a comic.
Okay.
Let's see, there's a Civil War 2. This is the Avengers Civil War book. There is a Young Terrorist. Never heard of it, but wanted to read it.
Yeah.
So we got Grumpy Cat and Pokey.
Ooh.
And a Sonic sampler. And my oldest son, he keeps his comics in his room stashed pretty nice and tight in a Loot Crate box.
Oh, that's good.
He happened to get, let's see, there was a Captain America comic, the Civil War comic, and what else did he get? DC Supergirl. Was it DC?
Oh, my daughter picked that up too.
Superheroes. I forgot how is it called? DC Superhero Girls or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's what he got.
Yeah, my daughter actually picked that DC Superhero Girls up as well. She got a Strawberry Shortcake. Let's see here. My son and I both got a Suicide Squad. I guess we each could have got one of those.
Right.
Let's see here. Picked up some Valiant comics over here. Picked up some IDW comics. We also got the Civil War. We got something really cool called Camp Midnight from Image Comics.
Gotcha.
That's pretty freaky. And then a couple of Boom Studios comics that have, sort of samplers inside. And we got this sick Nighthawk poster. And
cool.
One side is Nighthawk, which is a Marvel comic by David Walker and Raymond Villalobos. And on the other side, it has a Thunderbolts #1, episode art poster. And that's by Jim Zub and John Malin, also from Marvel. So
very cool.
So yeah, man. So yeah, we hit that comic book day up today as well. We hit a couple of comic book shops up here. One called Heebie Jeebies, and then the other one is called Gamers Asylum up in Ogden, Utah. So yeah, shout out to Heebie Jeebies and shout out to Gamers Asylum. And the best part about Heebie Jeebies was there was a ton of old school, like 1970s, 1980s, early 90s toys in there. So, we talked about cartoons and cereal a couple episodes ago.
That's right.
Man, I had the Castle Grayskull in front of me today. I had a ton of those mask toys, Transformers.
Did they have prices on them?
Yeah, they had prices. Castle of Grayskull was $80. Not in the box, not new. I was like, really, dog? Come on. Let's see here. What else? They had an AT-AT Walker that was fully, put together, and it looked in really good condition. It was a couple $100 by itself. Most of the individual G.I. Joes and even the small Transformers were around like $10 or $15. So they're a little up there, but I mean, they're in good condition.
Right.
They're out of the package. So that's the only problem I had with them. So it was cool though, seeing Optimus Prime, like the first Optimus I got, for Christmas back in the mid '80s. Like I loved it.
That's cool.
It was cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a little bummed I couldn't get out to any other comic book shops, but I heard there was one other comic book shops giving away as many as 10 free comic books.
What?
Which would have been great. But maybe next year.
Maybe next year. I mean, I know I saw a lot of people who had the hashtag Free Comic Book Day on their Instagram post today, and there were some people, that looked like they got like 20 or 30 comics. They probably hit quite a few shops to get that many, but it looked fun. My daughter actually cosplayed as Queen Elsa.
Of course.
Without even knowing that that's what she was going to do. And
of course.
My son and I were both rocking our Star Wars T-shirts. So
that's right.
Yeah. So, and I saw your kiddos had their superhero shirts on too. So
yes. Spider-Man and Captain America. I would have wore my Deadpool shirt, but I figured I'd give him a rest. He's put in too much work.
Speaking of Deadpool, the DVD's coming out this week.
Yes, and I will be getting it.
And Blu-ray, yes. I'll be picking that up Tuesday as well.
I know. Bank account is running low, but I will find money to scrape up and buy that.
Yeah, I got a couple gift cards laying around, so I'm going to pick some up. Hey, if anybody out there has ties to Marvel and if you have a way to request free samples for us, send them our way. Email us because we would love that.
I was definitely trying my best to get that free video game from EA, Mirror's Edge. I was trying hard. I was trying to negotiate with whoever that is running EA's Twitter account. Yeah, but it didn't work. Well, they didn't budge.
It's all good. Hey, you never know. We're gonna make it happen in the future. Yeah, and we love our listeners. We love the people out there, and we definitely are going to try to relate to you guys, from episode to episode. So if you're listening to us on SoundCloud, if you're listening to us on our blog that is now up and running, if you're listening to us on iTunes, there's a like button. SoundCloud, there's a heart button. We love for you to tap that love box, tap that heart button. If anything connects, if you remember and love your old 80s toys, if you think it would be cool if you got free samples from comic book companies or food companies, whatever. If your favorite sports team, decided to send you a free jersey of your favorite player,
hit that love box.
We would love for you to do that. We'd love for you to send us a comment, share our post, just, repost for us. Yeah, we really love that.
Sounds so dirty. Feedback. I think we need to put some romantic music behind it. Like tap that love box. Tap that love box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit a little
Kenny
saxophone.
G or something like that.
Bam. Oh man, I can hear it right now.
Tap that love box.
I don't even know how Kenny G songs go, but I can hear it right now.
Oh boy.
Ask my mom, she know about some Kenny G. So let us see. Yeah. So last episode, we talked about a whole bunch of random stuff. We really talked mostly about Views from the Six, about Beyonce's Lemonade, and about Captain America: Civil War, which is out now. I don't
not yet, but soon.
Seen it yet. So so we definitely want to do a review of that. And last week's episode was pretty fun. Very interesting. If anybody likes Views, hates Views, likes Lemonade, hates Lemonade, we want to hear from you. We want to introduce a couple new segments. We'll do one now. We'll do one later. The first segment, we're going to call it Quick Hits. Now, in this Quick Hits section, we're going to ask each other just a series of questions. We're going to try to make it go fast. And we'll have, quick yes or no, 1 or 2, 3-word responses, whatever. And it's just going to sort of cover a bunch of random stuff that happened around the globe, some stuff that broke the internet, whatever. We really want to do that. So, for instance, if I say, hey, Jay, do you love macaroni and cheese?
Yes.
There you go. That's a quick hit. So Here we go, man. You got a couple questions ready?
I got two. I really just got two.
Cool. All right, cool. So I'll go ahead and start then with my first one. So this week I found out that the FDA is regulating e-cigs, the sale of e-cigs to kids that are 17 and under. So you have to be 18 and older. Now, when you see people having a vape session, do you run away from the vape cloud?
No.
All right. You win with the vape cloud.
Black China expecting a baby along with that Rob Kardashian money. Should we even care?
No. Ain't got no love for that. Even though we did have a pretty funny infographic about that.
That's right.
Okay, that's not a quick hit. Why? That's not a quick hit answer. So I apologize.
It's all right.
Here we go. It's our first time. Okay, Space Jam with LeBron James instead of Michael Jordan as the main. You gonna go see it or no?
Eventually.
All right. Okay, next question.
Donald Trump possibly wins the presidency. You moving to Canada or nah?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my red and white. Leave out the blue. I'm going to find a nice spot in Canada. Ontario is beautiful.
That's right.
Seriously, Jared. That's the longest quick hit answer ever. Okay. I'm not good at short answers.
Hey, man, it's quick enough.
Okay, here we go. Let's see here. This past Wednesday, found out that 3 Texas A&M recruits decommitted from the school after one of the Texas A&M assistants had like a Twitter rant, talking about kids not being loyal. Are kids this day and age starting to be too soft?
Yes. Simple answer. Yes. That's all you need to know.
Simple. All right. You have anything else? Any other question?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay. I got one more question. We're going to finish it with this. Okay. This week, also found out that London researchers have come up with a fuel cell that runs on urine on your pee-pee. So, would you save your family's pee to save money on gas?
Heck yeah. Yeah. I would do it.
Yeah. What's the price of gas in Texas right
now? I got gas today for $1.79, but everywhere else is like maybe $1.90 something.
Man, that gas is much better than ours. My gas right now, our gas right now, I believe, is $2.30.
Ooh.
So, Yep. It's up there. So that's because we're so far away from the coast. We ain't got no real oil here to speak of. So yeah,
that's crazy.
It's all good. Yep, it is. So, hey guys, that was quick hits. I know it was a little bit of a long hit today, but we definitely going to try to make some quick hit questions. So, if you guys have some quick hit suggestions for us, things you want to hear about, quick responses, if you want us to be even quicker with the quick hits, then let us know. Please let us know. Tap your love box.
Tap that love box.
Tap that love box.
All right, Jay. I'm going to leave it up to you now. What is the first thing you want to talk about?
All right, so what I want to talk about is NFL draft. How did our teams do? What did we think of the people that we picked up? You're a New York Giants fan. How did your team do this past draft?
Yeah, I think they actually did really well. I was hopeful for a defensive lineman to start, just because that's been their mantra. Maybe even a linebacker. That's been their mantra. The past few drafts, getting quite a few guys on defense, but they picked up a cornerback, which is good because our defensive backfield has been struggling, staying on the field. We also got Sterling Shepard, whose dad used to be a receiver in the NFL. Sterling Shepard came from OU, Oklahoma, which I rooted against him, but that dude's a baller.
Right.
So I think the fact that Victor Cruz, who knows when that dude's going to be back to salsa on the field. The fact that he's been out and we have OBJ, catching 2-finger balls all over the place. Wait, pause. 2-finger balls. Now,
not going for a physical.
Right. No cough here. So since we have OBJ over there and, most teams might double him or, have an extra cornerback, rolled over the top, I think we need another threat on the other side of the field. And I think Sterling Shepard's going to be that guy. So I'm really excited about that.
All right.
What about your Saints?
Well, I was a little worried at first. Historically, I guess, well, I'll just go with the past 5 or 6 years. Our defense hadn't been that great, especially last year. We're ranking pretty much the worst defense in the league. So, yep. Yeah. So the thing I think we needed was some defensive people. And I also think we needed some offensive, somebody to protect Drew Brees, because last year I couldn't count how many times I saw he got sacked. So he can't keep taking a beating like that. So number 1 pick we got was Sheldon Rankins out of Louisville, defensive tackle, Yeah,
and I text you and I was like, who the heck is that?
Yeah, I know I heard of him before. I just never seen any footage of him, but I looked him up. This dude is huge. I check stats every once in a while on like just physical stats, like their height and weight and whatnot. And this dude is 6'1", 304 pounds.
And he's a what? A defensive end? A tackle. Okay.
6'1", 304 pounds. Now, I'm 6'3", 219 pounds. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to like picture that standing on the side of me, And he's quick. He's quick, man. This dude's fast and athletic too. So hey guy, I'm looking forward to see what he's going to bring to the team this year. So we got another wide receiver to, I guess, sort of take the place of Marcus Colston. I guess he has the same type of build, same type of, demeanor as Colston. I was a little iffy about that one because, like I said, I thought we really needed some defensive people and some people to protect Drew. So, but eventually, I'm cool with it. Yeah. Von Bell, safety. We got David Onyemata. I probably butchered his name, but he's coming out of Canada.
Onyemata.
Yeah, I think he's from Kenya, if I'm not mistaken. He's a Kenyan guy, and he's moved to Canada, and he just started playing like football like his senior year of high school.
So he's from Africa, and he moved to Canada to play sports.
I don't know how that works.
Sounds like a guy that we talked about last week that was 30 years old that moved to Canada from Sudan.
That's true. I wonder what's going on over there.
Maybe your boy like 30 or 35 years old.
He possibly could be. You never know.
If anybody knows if Onyemata is 30 or 45 years old, let us know.
And then lastly, we picked up another running back, Daniel Lasco out of California. So I'm curious to see what we'll do this year. Hopefully it's a step in the right direction for us. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, man. I my dad roots for the Saints still. Even though he is a Giants fan and a Jets fan mainly. Being from Mississippi, they really ain't got nothing else. So, he still roots for the Saints. So I have a little love for them. So, yeah, man, I like Drew Brees too. He's a great player, a Texas boy. So, yeah, so hope your boys do well this year unless they play the Giants.
And then it's war.
I'm out on that. Yeah, exactly. And then, I'm also a Houston Texans fan. So I just have to say, initially I was, sort of perplexed, if you will, by them picking up, the Will Fuller, the receiver, out of Notre Dame. I mean, I know the dude is fast, and I know that, that he obviously was, probably the best player, the best offensive player Notre Dame had, this past season or so. But at first, I was like, what the heck? Excuse me. I was like, what the heck? Because, I wanted him to pick up my boy Doxson from TCU. He ended up going to the Redskins, which is going to suck because I can't root for him now. But yeah, man, just in the same, Houston has a new quarterback. They have DeAndre Hopkins on one side. They have Lamar Miller in the backfield now. They will need an extra target. So they picked up Will Fuller, who's fast. They picked up Braxton Miller, who's sort of like a project. But looking at Braxton Miller's highlights as a Ohio State receiver just last year, I think only dropped like 2 passes.
Wow, that's nice.
And I think he only had I think he had less than 10 touchdowns, but that's because their quarterback situation was crap at Ohio State. And I really do hate Ohio State because I'm a Michigan fan. from childhood, I guess. So I wasn't too happy about them picking him up or the Giants picking up Eli Apple. But hey, you know what? It's all about talent when you get to the pros.
That's right.
So yeah, man. I think those guys will definitely be big helps, for the Texans. And they make a good impact this year coming up.
Cool. And Arian Foster, he's gone, right?
Oh yeah, he gone, man. Arian Foster.
He's too hurt. Always hurt.
His Jello body, dude. Come on, man. Jello knees, Jello ankles, Jello everything.
And he used to give me so many points in fantasy football. So many.
Yeah, that 1 year, right?
Actually, man, it was actually a couple years he's gotten points. I remember when he, I guess, first broke onto the scene. Nobody really wanted to pick him up, but I picked him up, and bam, man, he was giving me like 40 points every game. So, oh well.
That is cool. Yeah, man, Arian Foster, he was good. I had him a season, for one season. Next season, I thought about picking him up, and for whatever reason, I think that was one of the seasons, where he got hurt pretty early on. So I was happy I didn't pick him up because he'd have just been an empty hole.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until I found somebody else. So. Yeah, so well, cool, man. Well, we'll keep an eye, on these rookies. Obviously, we'll, talk more about football, as the time goes. Right. We get closer to the season. If you're out there and if you're a Saints fan, if you're a Texans fan, if you're a Giants fan, tap your love box.
Tap that love box.
Tap that love box.
I need to play some music after every time we say that.
Man, yeah, you hit that little box. All right, cool. So yeah, man. So on from the football talk, and in football they have the Super Bowl, right? In college football, they have the bowl season. Well, so Donald Trump, who had an interesting Twitter post featuring a taco bowl on Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on Donald Trump?
I think he's a complete idiot.
Yeah,
he's a complete idiot. There's nothing more to say about him. I just can't fathom him being our country's president, commander in chief,
Yeah.
I just feel like he's going to, for some odd reason, I don't know if you've seen the movie Idiocracy.
I have not.
You have not, but you should probably check it out. That's exactly the way I feel America would end up turning out to be.
So what happens, just quickly, tell me what happens in Idiocracy.
So pretty much Idiocracy, it revolves around this experiment of this soldier. He gets put into like this cryogenic chamber or something like that. So what happens is, oh my God, I want to keep this short, but it's so hard to keep it short. Anyway, there was an accident that happens. He ends up going like, I don't know, 200-300 years into the future. Mm-hmm. And people are just completely dumb. They're watering plants with Gatorade.
Yes.
Every place, the only place they shop at is Costco, and Costco is like 10 or 12 football fields big. They go to the hospital.
Great.
The hospital is just completely, just everybody is dumb. The doctors are dumb, everybody. But the soldier happens to get out. He starts seeing things as not right. He starts saying things. He starts fixing little problems, and everybody sees him as the smartest man in the world. Right. Wow. So he ends up going to be, I guess, the vice president. Right. Mm-hmm. And the president is played by Terry Crews, who is a former pro wrestler / porn star.
Oh wow! So I gotta see this crap. Then that sounds funny.
It's stupid. It's a guilty pleasure movie. You gotta check it out just to.
Yeah.
See what I'm talking about.
All right, man. I got to check out Idiocracy for sure. Okay. So getting back to the crux of this all, America would be more stupid if we had Mr. Donald Trump as our president. So on Cinco de Mayo, which, derives from, the celebration of Mexico, beating, obviously defeating France, when France was trying to, continue to rule their country, if you will. Years and years ago, obviously, that's where it sort of derived. That's where it derived from, and obviously now, America, it's more of a commercialized holiday. Some Mexican people celebrate it, some don't. But it's definitely Mexican in descent, not just all Latino, right? Mm-hmm. So Donald Trump posts a picture on Cinco de Mayo, and it says the location is at Trump Tower in New York, right? And he says, "Happy Cinco de Mayo. The best taco bowls are made in Trump Tower." Let's see, in Trump Tower Grill.
By Mexicans.
And he says, "I love Hispanics." Now, in this picture, it is a beet red Donald Trump who obviously didn't put any sunscreen on, with his, high yellow orange hair, and he has thumbs up on one side, fork in another hand. In the middle, he has this huge burrito bowl with a wall around it, also built by those same Mexicans that he doesn't like.
Yes.
He's trying to dispel the rumor, dispel the thought, of his campaign being racist and him hating Mexicans by posting this picture by saying, "I love Hispanics." Well, you're already a fool number one because you said that you love Hispanics, but this is a Mexican, it's a Mexican celebration.
Right, exactly.
You've already gone on record numerous times, at your political rallies and your campaign rallies saying that you want, the Mexican people to come and build the wall and pay for the wall.
Stupid.
You think they're going to build this wall? You think they're going to pay for this wall? And then you think they're going to walk back across the border after they do all that?
Exactly.
I mean, come on, man. You done lost your mind. That dude's an idiot.
Total idiot.
So, and then I saw someone else who had posted a reply to Donald Trump, and said basically that he was lying because he was on campaign in West Virginia. So how could he be at Trump Tower?
Goodness gracious!
At the same time, I mean, I know he has helicopters. I know he has planes to fly anywhere. But at that moment, when that post came out, he was also on TV in West Virginia. So live. So obviously,
just a stunt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't make it to West Virginia from New York in a helicopter or airplane in an hour. So
wow.
Yeah, man. What do you think about Trump and his love for the Hispanics?
I just, after the statement he made about him wanting Mexico to pay to build that wall 100 feet tall. Did he say 100 feet tall?
I can't remember how tall it was, but I just know it was
tall.
It's not going to be anything you could jump.
Yeah, I mean, I just know he brings out the type of people at his rallies that just don't seem to like anybody but.
Just put it, man. Just put it how. Just say how it is. Them suckers racist.
I really don't want to use the word racist because I know people that support Donald Trump and they don't seem racist. But then I did see some black people at Donald Trump's rallies.
Oh man,
that seemed like they were supporting Donald Trump.
They got paid.
Well, the thing is, I don't know because I remember there was this one incident where there's one black guy in the crowd and there's another guy protesting against Trump. But I guess the guy was there to see Trump's rally, to be in Trump's rally, to view him, whether he was a supporter or not, I don't know. But the black guy and the protester got into it and they started fighting, of course. But so, I mean, who's to say Trump's not, getting black people as well as Hispanic people on his side?
This is the problem. This is the problem right now because I think there's so many people out there that love to like hate on someone, and I think people think it's funny to bash Donald Trump, which I think it's funny too, depending on what he's saying, obviously, that I think that there's so many young people out there that are so misinformed that are about to be voting age, that will be voting age in time, or that, are voting age that weren't able to vote, in the previous elections, that are going to vote for him just because they think this dude says some funny stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he says crazy stuff. I like crazy stuff.
Very true.
I like, I think it's funny to sort of put him down and he just takes it, you know what I'm saying? And then he gives it back to you, you know what I'm saying? So I think there's so many people out there that are so misinformed and not just misinformed, like really just haven't experienced life, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Only know what their parents taught them, and haven't really experienced anything, outside of their neighborhood.
That's right.
And they support this guy, and it's sort of scary how much this is getting traction out. let me go back and say this. Not every person at those rallies are racist.
Right.
I know that. I know some people. I have some friends who, support that guy. Former coworkers, current coworkers, friends, what have you. And I know them on a personal level, and I know that they're not racist.
Right.
So I know not all people are racist that are there, but the only things that we have seen come out of those only thing that we've seen come from those rallies.
There's a lot of hate.
There's a lot of hate, a lot of negativity. I mean, millions of people have seen the video of the girl, the black lady at the Kentucky rally, who was just there, quiet, in quiet protest. And, there's video of Trump saying, "Get her out of here."
Yeah.
So, he doesn't say, he doesn't quietly ask his security guard, to have someone escort the lady out. He incites the violence. I think he incites the violence. He incites the hatred. I think he incites anger, which, there's a lot of things that, you should be angry about, that the government, hasn't done for 10, 20, 100 years. But, the way that he incites this, this sort of feeling that just sort of comes out that wasn't there before. Maybe it was there and people don't like Obama, but you don't see people out here like flat out, just like treating another human being who's not doing anything to you, like they're trash.
Right. Exactly.
Like I can't get with that. And I mean, I don't know, as a matter of fact, okay, so I saw this story this week. This Tennessee waitress, this waitress from Tennessee, her name is Annette, right? She's at this restaurant called Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria. She was stiffed when she dropped off a tab, to one of her guests, and she had a Bernie 2016 pin, right? Bernie Sanders 2016, and the guy, who's a Trump supporter, actually did not give her a tip. There's pictures, out there on the internet, on the web right now. Didn't give her a tip. And he wrote on there, "Make America Great Again. I wouldn't steal this pen if it was the last one on earth." And he said, ... Trump. If you vote for Bernie, you should also give one of these dollars to the poor. Now, the problem with that is dude didn't tip her. So she ain't making no money off of him.
Yeah.
Waiters minimum wage in most places is very
low.
Texas like $2.13 an hour is your minimum wage. The only thing you really live off of is your tips. As a waiter or waitress, knowing being from experience, most of the times, especially at like a tap room type place, a bar and grill type place, most of the pins you have are just pins that you found. Right. So who knows if this girl really is a Bernie supporter? Right. Who knows if she is or not? But that's no way to treat anybody, especially somebody who takes care of your food.
Yeah, not at all.
And there was possibility that it was fake. Well, the restaurant managers, the owner, the girl herself, who posted the picture, all have confirmed that it's true, like it actually happened. So some D-bag out there, decided to stiff this girl, on the meal that she had just served him. And I'm sure it was probably a great conversation, hunky-dory, all the way until that moment. And then he let the Trump come out.
He let the Trump come out.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bunch of bull, man. These people done lost their mind.
Yeah.
And I think that Donald Trump, I think he just brings it out.
He does. I mean, I could only imagine what type of hatred would come out if he did become president. I mean, we already have police brutality. We know the Black Lives Matter, hashtag and chants everywhere. You know what I'm saying? There's constantly, rallies, on many state, police doorstep, or even, their Capitol doorstep, with people talking about police brutality. We see all these videos, right, of stuff. Like, I think if that dude was our president, man, like it would be bad for anybody who, A, is not a supporter of his, and B, who is a person of any color. I just think that he would just take us back, too many years. Way too many years.
God. I don't know. Like, what do you think of the possibility of somebody who has no notable political career being our president?
You know, I hear it a lot that I think we need somebody like that instead of like career politicians, because it'll pretty much just all be the same thing over and over again. You know, I hear many people saying we do need somebody that doesn't have that political background. That's just a regular Joe. Like, remember some years ago, what was it, Plumber Joe or something like that?
Oh yeah, what was that guy's name? I know it's not Joe the policeman.
Joe the plumber. Joe the plumber. That's what.
Joe the plumber. Yeah.
You know, I hear that a lot, that we need somebody that's regular, that's not a career politician, because, you know, like I just said before, like all they're going to do is just rehash the same laws over and over again. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I'm hearing a lot of people say. You know, now as far as Trump goes, I don't like him regardless, whether he's in the, you know, running for political office or not. You know, he just seems like the type of person that's he just doesn't have it all up there. Yeah. I know he has a show, what is it called?
The Apprentice?
The Apprentice, right. Where and I know you can't really base somebody's attitude and their personality off of a TV show, but, you know, it's just something about him that irks me. Like, he'd be the first person to go to war super quick with another country if they did something that he didn't like. Oh yeah. He would just go. He'd just be like, all right, push the button. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No.
Not like, let me talk to my people. Push the button.
Right. Just go ahead and push the button quick. I know I just don't want him in there. Yeah. But then I start thinking in my head, what if I'm wrong? What if he could, I'm not going to say does, because he'd have to be in office to do that, but what if he could do something that would actually turn this country around for the better? Yeah. I don't want to see him in office. Sorry, listeners. I don't want y'all to get this twisted like I want him to be in office, but I do not want him to be in office.
Man, yeah, I mean, I had to agree. Like, I do think that it would be good to have somebody that's, you know, that is more in tune with, you know,
with the people struggle.
Yeah, with the people, but I don't think he is that guy. Like, I think he is too far gone. You know, you hear about trust fund babies. You know, I as a server, I served a lot of trust fund babies. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of them were, you know, for the most part, we'll say this, for the most part, they were, you know, really nice, kind, genuine, down to earth people, just because they knew how to treat people. And also, I think that's Southern hospitality. But there were quite a few still who, you know, treated people like crap. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think that I remember him, you know, having a statement at one point in time saying, you know, when he was first starting out, when he was like 18 or whatever, you know, young age, whatever, you know, he wanted to start a business, and his dad gave him a small loan of $1 million. Yeah. It's like a small loan of $1 million. That'll change
anybody,
hundreds of thousands of millions of people in America's lives. A loan that you don't have to pay back, you know, of $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess that's not a loan of $1 million if you don't have to pay it back. But, you know, gave him $1 million to start. I don't think that's really the right in-tuned attitude. No. If he was somebody who, you know, had the attitude of, yes, I want to change the way this crap has been going, but I want to look out for more than just the people making millions every year, or, you know, the highfalutin. You know, I do want to look out for, you know, the people who do want to come to this country legally. You know, I want to look out for them. And I mean, shoot, in our, you know, in our founding fathers, you know, basically said, you know, we have our doors and waters open to anybody who wants to come here. So, you know, if you follow the mantra of what America really started as, you know, at least with that part, you know, then he's not the guy. If he was somebody who was more down to earth, somebody who was more, you know, for the people rather than, you know, for himself, less power hungry, then yeah, maybe somebody like him, you know, would be a great addition. You're a great, you know, change for our country. But, you know, that being said, no political history, no basis to really, you know, no really real history to base major decisions that are going to run 50 states, you know, hundreds of millions of people, you know, like with nothing in place, no basis to rely on. Like, Like, I don't think there's a question that he should not be in office. Like, I don't know. I really want to hear back from some listeners on this, because we go on and on. Shoot, we've gone on a little too far on Trump.
Yeah.
So what do you think? If you want to see him in office, let us know why. If you don't want to see him in office, let us know why. If you love this conversation, tap your love box.
Tap that love box.
Tap that love box.
All right. Shoot. So, yeah, man. So that was some Trump talk. What do you want to talk about?
Man, I guess what do I want to talk about? Let's talk about Barry O in his out speech.
Yeah. The big O.
Barry O. Yeah, man. So Obama had his, what is it called? The final press correspondence. Yeah, press correspondence dinner. So so he talked. It was more like a, what do you call that? A roast. So he went at a few people. I mean, of course, it was jokingly. He seems to be a naturally funny guy. So I'm wondering what his career is going to be like after he leaves the office. It just seems like he'd have a spot on comedy stages telling jokes, or maybe even in TV late night or something. Man, I love this segment. He and I forgot was the Speaker of the House? Not the Speaker of the House. What is that guy's name?
Boehner.
Yeah. At the end, I guess it was towards the end of his speech, where he was trying to figure out what to do after the White House. And he was like, I just golf all day. What do you have, like 1,000 some holes of golf?
Yeah.
So,
didn't they say something like, he was on his, I don't know, like 400th round of golf.
Yeah, something like
out of presidency in the first
year.
Yeah,
exactly. So, and then Boehner was trying to offer him a cigarette, and he's like, I don't know if I should. Yeah, so I thought that was a pretty funny segment that they had at the end of that. But Larry Wilmore, he was he was hit and miss with the jokes.
Yeah.
People were definitely not laughing at him at a lot of things, So I thought some of the stuff was funny. I mean, I definitely get his style of comedy because he does it on his show. But they just weren't feeling him that night. A lot of people weren't feeling him that night. I know he was about to crack a joke on Michelle Obama, but she was looking at him like, boy, you best not make one damn joke about me. She had the look on her face, man, like she was about to dig deep into him. She was like burning into his soul.
Man, if you ever had your mama or any woman look at you with the side eye, want to burn a hole in your soul, tap your love box.
Tap it.
Because that is true. Yeah, man. Michelle, she had that look. You're right about that.
Yeah. So what did you think about it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. Like, I heard about it the next day, and I guess I saw a lot of posts from celebrities and journalists that were there, and they were just a bunch of people laughing and hearing President Obama in the background, talking about stuff. I thought it was pretty crazy, man. He really let he really got the nigga out of him in this time. He let it out.
Yes, he did.
So I thought it was hilarious. Especially when he, in that video you were talking about, John Boehner, I guess, talking to him, initially, shows him and the vice president, just sort of chilling in the Oval Office. Obama's sitting on the couch trying to figure out what the heck he's going to do. After he's out of the White House, and VP Biden is sitting there polishing his Ray-Bans and trying them on, and like, which one looks better, this one or this one? They all look the same.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh man, it was so funny. I thought it was great. I thought that it was cool when Obama dropped the mic at the end, and said Obama out, dropped the mic. And people cheered, and everybody laughed, and I'm sure most of the people at the dinner actually knew what that was about. But I've looked and seen a lot of newspapers out there, a lot of TV reporting, and no one could figure out what that was about. I think they thought that he was trying to say that he wants to be out of really out of the political picture for this election coming up. But it was all about Kobe Bryant, Black Mamba, Mama out.
Yeah.
Like that's where the joke came from, and that was the final joke, and it hit. You know what I'm saying? People laughed, they loved it, but I don't think everybody got it, and that's what's sad. So, but I think the people that did get it, obviously it was funny. I think most of the people got it. The mainstream of life actually got it. Not the for some reason, not the people who report on this stuff. Just the other people who actually have a sense of humor. So, yeah, man. So I don't know what the Big O's going to do, after he gets out of office. I know they said they're going to stay there for a couple years in D.C. So their youngest daughter can finish up, with school, before she heads out to college. So, yeah, man, I think, he would be good as a comedian. Obviously, he has great writers.
Yeah. Great timing.
So, yeah. So maybe if you throw a little bit of Dave Chappelle as his writer up in there, or whoever writes for Dave Chappelle, I think he might be, the next great comedian.
It's possible. I'd love to see.
He'll be on like Ride Along 3.
Yeah.
You know what
I'm
saying?
He might have his own Comedy Central sketch show.
Sketch comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That would be hilarious. But we'd have to find somebody to pair up with Obama. You know what I'm saying? In that sketch comedy show. Maybe a couple of actors would be recurring characters. Or maybe it could just be all him like Chappelle's show, you know what I'm saying? And just throw in an Ashley Larry type figure.
Ashley Joe Biden.
Oh man, wouldn't that be funny if there was just like some, how Chappelle did the True Hollywood Stories with Rick James and Prince.
Oh man.
Wouldn't that be funny if Obama had a show like that and there were like true Oval Office stories and it was with like Joe Biden or a lot more funny version of Hillary Clinton. You know what I'm saying? Like true stories of the Oval Office. And like this week, they talk about, when Obama went to visit the Queen of England and found out that she twerked.
What is that? Oh no, you're just saying that.
Oh no, that definitely.
Oh,
happened.
okay. I was like, wait, what? When did that come out?
Okay, if somebody out there has a video of the Queen of England twerking, please post it. But I'm sure it ain't out there.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm just saying hypothetically.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that happened.
I hope not. I wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah.
Probably be like Adele twerking. Anywho,
we don't want to see that.
Yeah, I know there's been like a lot of talk about the whole Larry Wilmore saying, "Obama, you my nigga," and then beating his chest. I know there's a lot of people talking about, "Oh no, he shouldn't have said that, not to the president."
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I mean, I think Wilmore tried to, I think he tried to go along with the, with the mood of the night. It seemed like super loose, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like, it's sort of like people come, dressed up to a casual event, if you will. I think it had gotten so casual that I think he just let it out, you know what I'm saying? So
I don't have a problem.
Like, yo, Barry, you did it, my nigga. It's so funny. And I think, I think he's a comedian. Yeah. This is what you do. You're a comedian. You don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's still gonna have his job after that. You know what I'm
saying? That's right.
He's still gonna walk off that stage, walk onto another stage, try to make people laugh. I don't think he was intentionally trying to do it to be funny. I think it was natural for him. And I think Obama sort of broke the ice. In there as well when he, dropped another black joke about CP time.
Yeah.
About him, he's like apologizing for being late. We get here, we got here on something that black people call CP time, which is a joke that white people shouldn't make. So, I think he tried to break the, the proverbial, offensive joke barrier.
Right, exactly.
Obviously not as offensive word wise, but, I don't know, man. I wasn't hurt by it.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't matter to me. I mean, I guess a lot of people just feel that since he's a president, he's in the highest of the high seats in this country. That type of thing shouldn't be said to him. But, like you said, everything was all in fun.
Yeah, it was all in fun.
Yeah, I noticed Don Lemon. Did you notice Don Lemon shooting Larry Wilmore the bird after that one joke? I was like, I couldn't see Don Lemon doing that. I mean, he just seems like such a uppity type. Mm-hmm. Why am I thinking Uncle Tom? That always comes to my head when I see Don Lemon.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is the thing, man. When you were put on that camera, and you're put in front of the camera, as a journalist, especially for places like that are more in tune on those news networks like CNN, C-SPAN, Fox News Channel, any of that stuff, you have to tote the company line. I have a homeboy who works for CNN out in the ATL. We went to high school together, and he isn't a correspondent, or he isn't a reporter. He isn't an anchor, but I know he works in there. He works there, and he does have a say, or at least some input in what gets put on the news from day to day from their Atlanta office. And I know, once you step into that newsroom, a lot of times you're just, I would say, like, quote unquote, playing a part, to a point. It's, I think to a point it's truthful. And I think to a point it's not. Like, I don't know if Don Lemon is like that off camera, but, if he's a fake reporter, if you will. But, I know the dude's doing his job. I know he does a great job, but, it is what it is. But if a comedian is roasting you in an event, in an environment where the roast has already been going on throughout the night, you just got to take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's funny we started talking about this, like Don Lemon's whole part, if he's playing a part on TV or not. There was a movie back in 1991, or early 90s, somewhere around there. It's called Living Large. And the star of it was T.C. Carson. He played in Living Single as
I know who
you know him. Well, in that particular movie, he happened to be a news anchor. He wanted to be a news anchor, right? He was from the hood. He talked with the slang. He had the attitude, the whole demeanor of somebody that didn't have this particular background in, like, news. Didn't talk proper. Didn't talk, didn't dress the part or anything like that. He happened to catch a crime or something in action, and he happened to be make this tape. He had his mic in hand, and he filmed it, and it happened to get sent out to different news stations, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the news stations happened to see it and picked him up, and then over a course of, like, maybe some weeks, they tried to mold him into this particular type anchor, kind of like Don Lemon. He's very proper, very stood up straight, very stout, very talked
starch.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that, So it's just funny. We started talking about that. Just popped into my head that I wonder if Don Lemon was something else, and then they kind of molded him into this particular guy. Maybe he was already like that. Who knows?
This is the thing. I mean, that was the degree path that I took in college, and I know that. Initially, coming straight out of school, you just start doing anything and everything. Right. Anything you get your hands on. You normally work at a really small market, and, you try to figure out, if you don't already know, you try to figure out, what's going to be your niche. Where are you going to, succeed, the best in storytelling, and, where that's going to take you to the next stop. Because basically, you stop at, 5, 10, different stops before you get to a good network, in a big market, unless you're just super fortunate, it takes quite a while to, to climb that ladder, and then to be on international news, on CNN on the front. I'm sure, if we were to be able to find some of his old news stories, before he got there, I'm sure he was similar to the part that he's playing right now. I'm sure he looked, he was similar to that type of guy. Now, in college, as a kid, he was probably just like you and me, always blacked out. But when he got into his news role, I'm sure once he figured out, really what he wanted to do, and the fact that he wanted to be an anchor on CNN, news personality on CNN. I'm sure he, watched what the CNN guys did, or, watched what the MSNBC guys did, or watched the ABC News guys, Stephanopoulos and people like that, Fox News people, and was like, all right, where am I going to find my happy medium to be me, like these people, to get that job? And, recorded stories doing it, and obviously, landed the job eventually, which is quite a feat, I have to say. Because that's a hard business to be in, especially to try to be one of those small percentages.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure before that, he was just like he is now. So if somebody out there knows Don Lemon, tell us what he like. Yeah. Tell us what he like in real life. We'll keep it anonymous. I promise this. All right. Well, if you thought, Obama dropping a mic was funny, if you thought the press correspondence dinner, the annual correspondence dinner for the White House was funny, tap your love box.
Tap that love box.
Tap that love box.
If you were not offended by Wilmore saying, "Hey Barry, you my nigga," if you were not offended by that, tap your love box. If you are offended, please let us know why. Leave us a comment. We want to know. All right. Well, man. Okay. So on to the next thing. All right. Let's try to do this in as quick a fashion as we can, because I know it's a long subject that we've gone back and forth about.
I completely forgot about it.
Eventually, if this does actually go down, it's going to be a knockdown, drag out. So we talked last week in the last episode about, what if there was a rap civil war? Not saying that any people actually have a beef, but, what if you had Drake, fighting against Tech Nine? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you had, Beyonce, fighting against another old school female artist? Like, what if you had something like that? So we came up with the idea, throughout the week, that maybe we could do like NCAA tournament style bracket, like battle for the best rapper of all time. So I don't know. We're trying to figure out, a way to, who would be, the top rappers, who would be, somebody who to fight against who, how to quantify their discography. We definitely, have come up to the realization or the conclusion that we want to put it into some kind of bracket generator, so it's definitely random, but go, for a few weeks over some kind of civil war, or not civil war, but, some kind of battle, if you will, rap battle, if you will, I guess, between the competitors. So we're just trying to come up with some way to figure out how we should fight, how we should judge this. What are you thinking, man?
Okay, so initially when I told you about this idea early on, this was something that a coworker and I were just randomly talking about, based off of our last show. What it could be, who could it be, and the topic got so deep that we started naming people that not your average radio listener has heard of, that'll quantify as the best of the best, and the ones that could definitely outshine the mainstream people. So, just flirting with that idea with you, I think we need to, or have the listeners help us with setting a criteria of what these particular battles could be based off of, whether it's lyrics. I mean, I know the hardcore hip hop fans are going to say lyrics. That's what I would say. I'd say lyrics. But then you may have some people that would say, hey, let's do album sales. Let's do radio play popularity. That particular section right there, that particular thing right there would completely shut out 75% of the people out there.
Well, this the only problem I have with the lyrics is, a lot of these guys have, any number of mixtapes, any number of albums that they actually, dropped with a big record label, maybe a handful of songs that hit the radio, maybe a ton of songs
or
that hit the
maybe
radio.
none.
They have yeah, or maybe none. Maybe it's just stuff that's mostly been underground that you never hear of. Unless you're a deep hip hop fan, music fan. So it's hard. I think it would be really hard to go off of lyrics, because then are we going off lyrics from all their songs, lyrics from 2 songs, lyrics from the best song, lyrics from from popular song? Like,
just straight,
I don't get it.
Not different based just on lyrics from a song, but based on lyricism from the artist. So their wordplay, their flow, the way they could put together a song and keep you engaged with it, not just the actual lyrics itself.
Yeah.
I mean,
that'd be tough.
It's real tough.
I did think about this. Like I did initially think about, having each individual artist and whichever one of their albums sold the most. And then of course you came up with the response of, what about all these guys nobody's ever heard of, or the mainstream has never heard of, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, that definitely makes sense, because, nobody's bought it if you haven't really heard of it, or, a few people bought it. So, it would be sort of a tough fight. But then I did think, about this, like, what if whatever artist that we decided to put in there, how many ever it's going to be, I really think, just to make it more succinct, like, we should try to make it like a top 32 instead of 64, like I initially thought. But then again, maybe we could do 64, but whatever. That's neither here nor there right now. But
the thing is, I think I'm sorry to cut you off, but the thing is, I think if we do like a top 32, I really think we should just cut the timeline and start at the year 2000. That would be like the I guess the easiest way to get it done, because like I was saying, mid 90s, you got your golden era hip hop. You have way too many artists coming out at the time.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like if we go to 2000, we miss out on Tupac, we miss out on Biggie.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. Like I think you have to have those in there. But this is the thing. This is why it's so freaking hard, because I think we should do like the last 20 years from 16 back, or 96 up to 16. Which would include those guys, but this is the thing. Like, we could take their best record, or just a record. It doesn't have to be the one that sold the most, but just any of their records, and put it up against, Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. You know what I'm saying? Like, or put it up against, Drake's, Nothing Was the Same. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that will be a fun bout, and I think we should have a third person on an episode to be the judge. And it would be based off of our argument for that specific person and that album at the same time. And I mean, if our argument was bad, we lose. If Tupac loses in the second round, it is what it is. It's my fault for not arguing well enough. You know what I'm saying? If he loses to, like Hawk, who I would not put in the top 64 rappers of all time, but if he loses just to somebody who shouldn't be in his category, then it's my fault or your fault for not doing enough research and fighting over it properly. So I think it would be fun if we were able to pull in a third person to be the judge.
Yeah,
or,
I mean,
we
definitely have to have a few people, because it's way too hard. And I know you for the dead rappers. I'm totally against it. Bringing in Biggie, Pac, Big L, Guru. There's so many.
But it's all about the music. And I mean, we know those guys ain't gonna come back to put out a new album real quick for us, so we could do this. But I think you can't have, this is my personal feeling, you can't have a greatest rappers of the last, 15, 20 years without also including Tupac and Biggie, just because of the fact that those two guys specifically influenced most of the guys who were popular through that time frame, through the past 20 years, and even a lot of the guys that are out there right now, even though a lot of cats that are out there right now were either kids, or teenagers, whatever, maybe not even born yet. But the rappers that they looked up to were either those guys or guys that were like them. So I think it would be a great idea to have, you know, a few of those dead rappers in there, just because, you know, they're the ones, they're the influencers, and it'll be, like I said, it'll be all about our you know, our specific argument on that day. If we come up with a bad argument, it's our fault. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and we're not, you know, the Billboard Music Awards. We're not, you know, like the, you know, we're not BET. You know, we're not the, you know, the heads of all music all over the place. So, you know, we're just two guys talking about music and, you know, just trying to entertain. So I don't know, man, it's a hard way to quantify. So any of our listeners out there have an idea for us of how to put this together, please let us know. Please let us know. We'll definitely give you a shout out. There's too many variables mixed into this. Should we say 10 years? Should we say 15 years? Should we say 20 years? You know, should we say, you know, a top 30? Should we say a top 60? I think anything beyond 64 would be way too much. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough one. There's, and then here's one other thing I thought about. What if we did like I think we started out this way, but say like you make say we have like a East-West bowl. One of us gets one side of the bracket, the other one gets the other side of the bracket. Okay, actually, cool. No, because I don't. You know, I'm still not even sure that will work, because then I'll be, I guess, battling my own people that I listed out to get to that number one spot. You'd be battling your own people listing it out to get to that number one spot. So no, your number one and my number one would have to battle.
Yeah, and this is what I would say. I think the thought of that is good, but doing it in this way, you know, just having it. Oh, shit. I guess, you know, having it like, you know, your lineup of characters, my lineup of characters, just mix them all together and let them go against each other. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you have your definite number one on this half. I have my definite number one that I picked on this half, and just randomize everybody to, you know, just sort of start. So in every situation, it'll be a guy that I came up with going against the guy that you came up with, all the way down. You know, just you know, just like the 1 versus the 16. You know what I'm saying? Like all the way down. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's any number of things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. You said East-West Bowl. All I could think of was
Engelman Kringleberry.
Yeah, and Jack Barrios, Decteratrix, and
Leroy Smoochie Wallace.
Yes. TJ, AJ, RJ, /Ifu.
And a Ron Rodgers.
Yes, exactly. And then Dan Smith. If anybody doesn't know these references, just look up Key and Peele East-West College Bowl on YouTube. It is comedy gold. Shout out to Key and Peele for having, you know, what critics say is a very funny movie in Keanu.
Yes, I got to see that.
Yeah. Still got to see it too, man. Up here they have $5 movie Tuesdays and like matinee Mondays, I think. So prices, you know, are cheap Mondays and Tuesdays. So I might have to make it a back-to-back Monday, Tuesday, Keanu and Civil War.
Yeah,
you know,
I'd be all over that, man.
Man. So yeah, man. So if anybody out there, you know, has an idea of how we should put this rap Civil War together, or if it's not possible, let us know. Because we would really love to do it. I think it will be funny. You know, I think it will be fun. I think, I think it could get a little heated, which will also be fun. You know, so yeah, man, if anybody out there has that, let us know and tap your love box.
Tap it. Tap.
And I'm going to love saying tap that love box. All right. Let's see. Okay, so the last little thing we wanted to do before we get up out of here is some Would You Rathers. If you're out there and you're listening, if you have some Would You Rather do this or that, please send them to us. Email them. Hit us on Twitter. And, hashtag would you rather. And, we'll pick it up and we'll definitely give you a shout out. So, we're going to try to make this short as well. So in the would you rather section, I know we each have a few questions. So, Jay, give me your first would you rather.
All right. Would you rather be a superhero and virtually unknown by the public, or a regular person and known by everyone?
Yeah, superhero.
Good. I think I'd pick superhero as well.
Yeah, all day long. I mean, that's the type of guy that I am. I know the type of dude that you are. Like, I think that's definitely fits both of our personas.
Cool.
So superhero for sure. All right, let's see here. Now, would you rather have the best house in a crappy neighborhood or have the worst house in a fancy neighborhood?
I think I'd have the worst house in a fancy neighborhood. Because if I have a best house in a crappy neighborhood, somebody's breaking in.
Yeah, right. All your stuff gonna get stolen.
All of it.
Man, yeah. If you live in a place where they got some really nice houses, but the neighborhood is crappy, tap your love box.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the only guy on the block with brown grass. Everybody else's grass is green.
Oh man, we ain't gonna talk about that right now. Water's expensive, so.
All right. So here we go. Mm-hmm. Would you rather get punched in the face by Mike Tyson or kicked in the balls 10 times by the little person?
Just like one punch in the face?
Just knockout, right hook.
Dang. Wow. That's hard, man. That's hard. I mean, you go after the baby makers, that hurts. But if you go after this pretty face, then shoot, dog, I can't have that. Oh, gotta save the nuts.
Yeah, I think after like the second time they get numb, so it should be all right.
All right, man. Here we go. All right. Would you rather peel all of your nails off of your fingers or pull all of your teeth out of your mouth? You have to do it yourself.
I go with the nails.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because they grow back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd eventually grow back. I'm almost certain.
I don't know though, but like if you had some jacked up teeth, you get like a set of new fresh ones. You get your
but then I gotta pay for that. I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, I mean you just call Paul Wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then I really not gonna have that kind of money.
Get you a gold grill. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I guess I'd have to say fingernails too. Yeah. Like you said, they do grow back. Your teeth won't come back.
No.
It's a lot easier to find something to to scratch yourself with if you get itchy than it is to, break down like a hamburger with some gums. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
All right. What's your next one?
Next one. Would you rather save the world and no one knows, or save the world and die as a hero while doing it?
I say once again, save the world, no one knows. Just like that first question. I mean, save it, no one knows. It's done. I'm sure it'll come out eventually.
Yeah, that's right. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd say that too.
Because I would want to see how everybody was affected after it was all done. Like I would want to be there and sit and be like, wow, yeah, that's pretty cool that happened. And I did it and I ain't got to tell nobody. So, wow. All right, let's see here. All right, so this one is pretty silly. So would you rather have explosive diarrhea every time you meet your boss or every time you go out in public? It's like anytime you walk out the door, boom.
Every time I meet my boss.
Yeah, every time you see or meet your boss. Explosive diarrhea.
Well, let's just say, dang, because they're about even. I'm just going to say boss. I don't see my boss on the weekends. I usually get out in public, do things on the weekends. So,
and I mean, your boss seems pretty nice. I mean, he paid for your Chick-fil-A, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that boss. Well, I rarely see him, so yeah, I take that one.
All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess I had to go with the boss too, because I'm sure I could wipe myself in the restroom at work. And it won't be like everybody saw me do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
just don't wear white pants.
Right? Don't wear white. Oh, man.
All right. So for my the very last, would you rather, and I know you're going to like this because you absolutely love this movie. Would you rather watch Batman v Superman back to back for 10 hours straight or run around the town naked for a few hours in the freezing cold?
Running naked, bruh. I'm hitting that birthday suit. Let's do this. I ain't watching I'm good on Batman vs Superman. I'm so done on that. Like okay. I'll take the public shame and the shrinkage. Pause. Tap your love box if you know about some shrinkage. I ain't tapping mine. But anyway, yeah, what about you? What do you think?
10 hours straight. So that's roughly 4 movies, 4 sittings. I don't know. I think I might go with the Batman v Superman.
Yeah. After it all, you might like it after the
I might like it after like the third or fourth time. And just a correction to all the people out there for my Batman v Superman review. I think I rated it too high. After thinking about it carefully and pondering on it for so long, so many weeks I had to ponder on it.
I think you said like a 7, right?
I said like 7.5 to 8.
That's too
And high. I said I probably would have ranked it higher if I didn't know the things that or seen the reviews.
Okay.
Beforehand.
So what's your rank then?
My new rank would probably be like it's an average. It's in between it. So I'm going to say somewhere around a 6.5. I'm going to say 6.5 to 7. So I didn't come down much. Yeah. Maybe like a half a point to a point. But
I thought you were going to give it a 2, man.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. But, I'll have to see it again. Maybe I'll change my mind again. I'm like a politician. I flip-flop sometimes. So
yeah. All right. That's pretty funny. Okay, so this one comes from my 8-year-old son. Shout out to Jackson. This comes from my son. He's a piece of work. So would you rather eat 500 bowls of boogers that are not your own, or would you rather have somebody pee on your face?
Oh, come on, man. I'm taking that golden shower. Just stay away from my eyes.
Oh, man. Just the thought of eating boogers. I'm good. I can't do, I wouldn't be able to do either, man. I'd just be like, what's the third alternative?
Oh, man.
Like, what is the third alternative? Because I couldn't find myself doing either. No shower for me. And I'm just almost throwing up right now thinking about eating somebody else's boogers, let alone bowls and bowls of them.
Yeah, 500 bowls.
Yes.
Versus one shower, you could wash that off with some soap and water.
I know. It's just the humiliation.
But it could be in the privacy of your own home. It could be like R. Kelly-ish.
Oh, man. I want to pee on you. Oh, golly. Shout out to my boy Lionel for that remix to Ignition. I want to pee on you.
That's right.
Yeah. That Dave Chappelle version of it. We love that. That's right. Back in the day. Wow. So if you guys have some would you rathers, please hit us up with them. We'd definitely like to do some more. We definitely like to hear your take on some of the stuff. And if you love that segment, I want to hear it again, tap your love box.
Tap the love box.
All right. Tap that box. Now, okay, so coming up, I guess we're recording this the day before Mother's Day. So I wanted to wish a very special Mother's Day to my wife and my mother, of course. My mother-in-law and all the rest of the mothers out there. My wife's grandmother and step grandmother. Just happy Mother's Day to all of them, and happy Mother's Day to all the family.
Yes, definitely. Happy Mother's Day to my wife. She already got her present yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and my mother, who just happened to have a birthday the same week as Mother's Day. So,
happy birthday, Aunt.
yes. So that's about it, right?
Yeah, I think that's about it, man. Yeah, we'll try to make this a little shorter. And I don't know how close we got, but whatever. Jay, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where they can find us?
Yes. You could check us out on Twitter and Instagram at #BlackoutPod. Mm-hmm. We will be uploading audio to YouTube under #Blackout Podcast. Mm-hmm. If you have any suggestions on topics, you want us to do any would you rathers, hit us up on #BlackoutPod@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Leave us the feedback, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, yeah. And then, we do have all of our episodes uploaded right now on our new Blogspot account, which we're still sort of building in the process. It's just #blackoutpodcast.blogspot.com.
That's
you can
right.
go there and listen to our views about Lemonade. You can listen to our Cartoons and Serial Edition, the Batman Superman review. Let's talk about the Whoopi Goldberg, weed entrepreneurial situation and more. So I think I tried to add a little Pac-Man flash game on there.
Cool.
Yeah. So if you
and
want
also
to
iTunes and SoundCloud.
Of course, iTunes. Yeah, iTunes and SoundCloud. Just search for #Blackout Podcast on there. We have our links on there to all of our social media on SoundCloud. If you're listening on SoundCloud, tap your love box. If you're listening on iTunes, definitely leave us a quick review. We'd love to hear some. If you go to listen to us on our blog, which everything is available for audio there, definitely leave us a comment. Give us some suggestions. We'd love to have it. So I guess with that,
Obama out.